I just realized y'all didn't hear a word I just said because I have a bad habit of muting my mic. So once again, morning everyone, or afternoon or evening if you're watching on the YouTubes. I have my coffee. Pretty much gonna be here at the house all day by myself. So what better time than to get some more MSQ done? If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Ambidos. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. I also did already go ahead and take the time to get Flying in Fafnir, so that's done. I've done all of one fate out here, so back to the slow trot. Of course, I would find the one random little screw on my desk. This here is a new species of Pitola we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence just thus far. If it can be its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and the arcane entities? Genuinely, no. It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose form adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomenon, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, if it's not for mankind to decide what is living, that domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the embedded mark? A fascinating creation, much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for his flying life forms, it is a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. We're meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with well, I suppose she herself served as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. Ah, yes, lightning flume, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the owl airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning. Uncat. Thank you. Which draws the Finna here to replenish their ether. It appears Mitten is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Fennel? By using this lightning converter, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. So I'm feeding lightning sprites. Hey, why don't you get in one of your holes? No, you love. I can do that too. Perfectly done, Vamron. Look. See how they gather to feed? How they express themselves through their action despite their lack of words? Speech is not the sole defining characteristics of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it, be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Foom, or the inferior life form such as the Pelador, all seek to perpetuate their existence to survive. A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Athadaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry. I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Uncat, baby. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. You cheap cat. You cheap cat. Make it really difficult for me to play. You don't care. You need love. It's adorable, but be aware it sneezes. Hermes went flying once. Ah, this fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of a carefree aspect and endless rows of fangs is strangely charming. Was there a guiding theme or any method to the madness that is this random assortment of features? Uncat, baby.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects.
Love her.
So, how are we coming along?
place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelechies. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelechies.
That's me! That's me! An Entelechi!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So, are we the same? Entelekis.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
Emmett. They and
A
Emmett.
deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Never before have I heard of Dynamis or Intellectus. I can only assume the Elpis flower is submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Etileki or no, we're friends, and thinness. All appears to be well. This shouldn't take long. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personally annoyance aside, Hermie's knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Well, he specializes in state building. I want to ask them both. Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Selt was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It begins when... Not another word. Least you've forgotten. We're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Amplos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released into the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Chabdios. That is what we shall attend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Apparently this is a very horse day. I've gotten a lot of horses. Why is this one blue and shiny? There's a slight difference in etherical balances between these Chapardies. By this, it may be assumed that they aren't the original creation, but their offspring. A serpentine bird, or a winged snake. I understand there is a problem with one of the Chapardies. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Chapardies is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimen created from the corrupted could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origins reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert these creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept is revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Carros would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You need to go to such lengths. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet, convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vagrous in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running around ropeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that, when transformed, I can will the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Mxl, may it trouble you to move that Kerberos away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Athenios is a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. In itself is out of sight. Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Selk train the Charbadees. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable subtle wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Vamron, I want you to go with Emmett Self. Tell him that you need a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unfailing persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Are you happy there? Damn, Emmett, you really brought him away, didn't you? Well, are your preparation for the scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? Oh no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. I don't know what Athesius is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Athesius is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-wary Emmett Silk. With the chat mode, it say, please Emmett Silk.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
Come on, we used to be bros. You don't remember this, because you haven't lived it yet, but we're bros. Whether you like it or not.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Selk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Emmett Selk. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last. I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you.